Ever wondered how vast Russia truly is and how its geography has shaped its history and future? Picture a landmass so immense, it stretches across 2 continents, embodying an array of climates and landscapes. This is Russia, the world's largest country. Its geographical position, nestled between Europe and Asia, is defined by the Ural Mountains. These towering natural barriers bifurcate the nation into 2 distinct parts, the European plain to the west and the Siberian plain to the east. This division is more than just topographical, it's a cultural and political divide too. Russia's geographical diversity, from sweeping plains to formidable mountain ranges, has not only moulded its historical power dynamics but also its global strategy. The sale of Alaska, for instance, dramatically altered its geographical and geopolitical landscape. So, buckle up as we delve into the depths of history to understand how geography shaped Russia's historical expansion. The Russian plains, a flat and wide expanse, were the stage for both expansion and invasions. Historically, the absence of natural barriers in the west, such as mountains or large rivers, created a geography that was both a gift and a curse. This vast open plain was like a giant canvas, ready to be painted with the colours of history. Imagine a time when Russia was not the colossal landmass we know today, but the small principality of Moscow. The open terrain of the Russian plains allowed for the movement of people, cultures and ideas, and it was here that the seeds of the vast Russian Empire were sown. The Russian plains, with their fertile soils, became the breadbasket of the nation, sustaining population growth and the expansion of cities. But the plains were not just about agriculture. They were the grand highways of their time, facilitating trade routes that connected Russia with Europe and Asia, fostering cultural exchange and economic growth. But this openness also came with vulnerability. With no natural fortifications to halt advancing armies, the plains were a welcoming sight for invaders. From the Mongols in the 13th century to Napoleon's Grande Armée in the 19th, Russia's western frontier was a battleground time and again. Each invasion, each conflict, left its mark on the Russian psyche, shaping a nation that learned to be both resilient and wary. The Russian Empire, realizing the strategic importance of natural barriers, expanded toward the Ural Mountains in the east. The Urals, while not as formidable as the Himalayas or the Alps, provided a much-needed natural defense line. Their rich mineral resources also fueled Russia's industrial growth, further strengthening the empire. But the plains and mountains were not the only geographical features shaping Russia's historical expansion. The vast Siberian wilderness to the east, with its harsh climate and inhospitable terrain, was both a challenge and an opportunity. It was a land of untapped resources, a new frontier for Russia to conquer. However, its sheer size and remoteness also made it a daunting task to govern and protect. In essence, Russia's geographical features played a monumental role in its historical expansion. The vast plains facilitated growth and movement, but also left the nation exposed to invasions. The mountains provided natural defences and resources, while the Siberian wilderness offered opportunities for expansion, but also presented logistical challenges. But what happens when a part of this large empire is sold off? Let's explore. In 1867, Russia made a decision that would drastically alter its physical presence and geopolitical strategy. Picture this, a vast expanse of icy wilderness, abundant with fur-bearing animals, but with a climate so harsh, it made settlement and development near impossible. This was Alaska under Russian rule. The decision to sell Alaska was not made lightly. Russia was grappling with financial difficulties following the costly Crimean War. The Tsarist government, under the reign of Alexander II, was caught in a tricky situation. It was a catch-22. On one hand, they had Alaska, a territory rich in resources but challenging to develop and defend. On the other hand, they were facing severe economic strain, and the fear of losing Alaska without any compensation in a potential war with Britain was looming. So Russia made a bold move. They put Alaska up for sale. The buyer, the United States, a young nation eager to expand its territory. The price tag? A modest $7.2 million, a bargain considering the size and potential of the land. This sale was more than just a real estate transaction. It essentially erased Russia's direct presence in North America, a significant shift in the global chessboard. It also limited Russia's future territorial confrontations with the United States, which was rapidly emerging as a new global power. In essence, the sale of Alaska was a geopolitical game-changer. It marked a shift in Russia's expansionist strategy, from one of territorial acquisition to a more defensive posture, focusing on consolidating and protecting its vast mainland territories. But while the sale of Alaska reduced Russia's physical size, it did not diminish its geographical significance. Russia remained the largest country in the world, straddling the continents of Europe and Asia, with a diverse landscape that continued to shape its history and destiny. The sale of Alaska was a major geographical change, but the natural landscapes of Russia itself have also played a significant role in its history. Indeed, the towering mountain ranges and expansive plains of Russia have their own tales to tell, and those tales are filled with both conflict and conquest. The Russian landscape is not all plains. Towering mountain ranges have played a significant role in shaping its past. Let's take a trip to the Ural Mountains, shall we? This mountain range stretches over 2,000 kilometers from the edge of the Arctic Ocean all the way to the northern borders of Kazakhstan. And it's more than just a geological marvel. The Urals have served as a significant boundary in Russia's history, splitting the country into European and Asian sections. During times of conflict, these mountains were natural strongholds, providing a form of defense against potential invaders. Yet, they also presented a formidable challenge. The Urals were, and still are, a gateway to the vast Siberian plains to the east. And as we all know, with great power comes great responsibility, or in this case, with great land comes great challenges and opportunities. Now let's shift our gaze to the south, where the towering Caucasus Mountains reign supreme. These mountains, much like the Urals, served as natural strongholds during periods of strife. However, they also acted as crossing points for invaders during times of weakness. The Caucasus Mountains have always been a region of strategic importance, playing a significant role in shaping Russia's southern borders. But it's not all about the mountains, is it? Let's not forget the vast Siberian plain to the east. This expansive, mostly flat region is a bit of a paradox. On one hand, it offered land for expansion, a sort of blank canvas for Russia to paint its future. But on the other hand, it was a land of exposure, opening Russia up to potential invasions from Central Asia. It was a bit like having a beautiful, sprawling mansion, but with no fence or security system. Sure, you've got all the space you could ever want, but you're also a prime target for any opportunistic intruders. Yet the Siberian plain was not to be underestimated. Its harsh winters and vast distances proved to be a formidable obstacle for any would-be invaders. Just ask Napoleon and Hitler, who both learned the hard way that Mother Nature can be Russia's greatest ally. In fact, the Siberian plain continues to be both a blessing and a curse. It's home to vast amounts of natural resources, offering economic opportunities that are hard to ignore. But it's also a logistical nightmare, with basic infrastructure like roads and railways proving to be a significant challenge. These geographical features have had historical impacts, but they continue to shape modern Russia. The mountains and plains of Russia are more than just physical features on a map. They have influenced the country's history, its culture, and its people. They continue to do so today, shaping the way Russia interacts with the world and how it sees itself. From the towering Ural and Caucasus Mountains to the vast Siberian plain, the geography of Russia is a testament to the country's resilience and adaptability. Russia's vast and diverse geography has positioned it as a global energy power. From the frosty tundras to the dense Siberian forests, Russia's geography is a treasure trove of natural resources. Thanks to its expansive territory, it boasts the largest reserves of natural gas in the world and the second largest of coal and oil. These resources have become the lifeblood of the country's economy, driving its domestic policies and shaping its foreign relations. For instance, Russia's energy exports, particularly natural gas, have been a significant tool in its foreign policy toolkit. The pipelines that crisscross the country and extend into Europe stand as a testament to its influence. Countries in Europe heavily rely on Russian gas for their energy needs, making them somewhat dependent on the good graces of the Kremlin. But it's not just about the resources underground. Russia's geography also includes 37,000 kilometers of coastline, providing it with access to strategic sea routes. The Northern Sea Route, which runs along Russia's Arctic coast, has been a focus of Moscow's attention. As climate change makes the Arctic more navigable, Russia sees an opportunity to turn this remote region into a bustling sea lane, reducing shipping times between Asia and Europe and potentially giving it a new geopolitical lever to pull. However, while Russia's geography provides it with considerable opportunities, it also presents significant challenges. Managing such a vast territory is no small feat. The country's size and the remoteness of some regions add layers of complexity to administration and infrastructure development. Take the Siberian region, for example. It's a land of extremes, with some of the coldest temperatures on Earth, and a landscape that's often inhospitable. Yet it's also home to vast reserves of oil, gas and minerals. Extracting these resources and transporting them across thousands of kilometers of harsh terrain to markets is a logistical puzzle of epic proportions. The country's sheer size also makes it difficult to provide a uniform standard of living across all regions. Urban areas like Moscow and St. Petersburg are worlds apart from rural regions in terms of development and quality of life. This disparity, in turn, can lead to social and political tensions. Moreover, the vastness of Russia's geography also makes it a daunting task to secure its borders. With 14 bordering countries and over 20,000 kilometers of land borders, Russia faces a constant challenge in maintaining its security and sovereignty. But despite these challenges, Russia has shown an impressive ability to adapt and make the most of its geographical hand. It continues to invest in infrastructure development, particularly in transport and energy projects, to further tap into its resource wealth and improve connectivity across its vast territory. Indeed, the geography of Russia has been a defining factor in its historical path and continues to shape its future. From influencing its expansionist tendencies to shaping its economic and political strategies, Russia's geography is a testament to the saying that geography is destiny. As we move forward, the interplay between Russia's geography and its national strategy will continue to be a fascinating subject to watch. So the next time you look at a map of Russia, remember that it's not just a representation of land and water. It's a story of power, of struggles and opportunities, of a nation continually shaped by its geography, and of a people who have learned to thrive in some of the harshest conditions on Earth. Indeed, the geography of Russia has been a defining factor in its historical path and continues to shape its future. From its historical expansion to modern consequences, geography has greatly shaped Russia. In the vast expanses of this fascinating country, we've seen how geography has played a crucial role in shaping its history, culture, and politics. The sweeping plains and towering mountain ranges have not only served as the cradle of the nation, but have also provided resources and strategic advantages while posing unique challenges. Historically, the flat plains of Russia have facilitated both expansion and invasions. The territory, practically devoid of natural barriers in the west, enabled massive movements of people and armies, setting the stage for the formation of the Grand Russian Empire. The sale of Alaska in 1867, a decision driven by financial strain and the fear of losing the territory without compensation, not only reduced Russia's physical size, but also significantly altered its geopolitical position. The removal of its direct presence in North America limited its future territorial confrontations with emerging powers like the United States. The mountain ranges, particularly the Urals and the Caucasus, have served as natural strongholds in times of conflict, but also as crossing points for invaders during periods of weakness. The vast Siberian plain to the east has been both a blessing and a challenge, offering land for expansion, but also exposing Russia to invasions from Central Asia. In the modern era, Russia's diverse geography offers it a wealth of natural resources, positioning it as a global energy power. Yet, managing this vast territory remains a logistical and economic challenge, influencing everything from domestic policies to foreign relations. The geographical diversity and vastness of Russia have greatly influenced its historical trajectory and will continue to shape its future. This nation, as grand as its territory, has shown us how geography can dictate the path of a country, its people, and its place in the world. As we have seen, the vastness and geographical diversity of Russia have not only shaped its past, but continue to influence its future. Thank you for joining us on this geographical journey.